Hey guys, Mason here. Welcome back to The Sweet Spot, where I create delicious desserts that you guys can follow along with at home. As always, the full written recipe and list of ingredients, it's down below in the description box. Also, while you're down there, if you want to join the family, click that subscribe button. You'll get 2 new videos every week. Alright, for the last pie of this week, we're going to be making my personal favorite so far of the entire month. It's a cranberry orange tart with a graham cracker crust. It's to die for. If you all want the recipe, stick around and we'll get started. To get started, we're gonna head on over to the stove and we're gonna cook our cranberries down. We're gonna go ahead and do that first before we make our pie crust. In a medium pot over medium heat, we're gonna add our cranberries to the pot, along with 1/4 cup of water and 1 cup of sugar. And you're just gonna mix that until the sugar dissolves and starts boiling. Now at this point, this is when the cranberries are gonna break down and you're gonna get the pectin out of the cranberries. It's gonna make this jello-like, and that's the consistency that we want. So we're gonna let this boil for at least 12 to 15 minutes until it breaks down and we get a nice compote like this. Alright, time to make the pie crust. Now, this is a graham cracker crust that is super simple, it's super classic, but it balances so well with the filling. In a food processor, I have 1.5 cups of graham cracker crumbs. It equaled out to about 12 crackers, 3 tablespoons of sugar, a pinch of salt, and now I'm drizzling in 5 tablespoons of unsalted butter that's been melted. And that's gonna form our graham cracker crust that we're gonna press into our pie dish. Be careful with the blade. I have cut myself so many times on this food processor. Make sure to remove the blade before you put your hands down inside. And we want to get all of that good sweetness out. And I just like to use a measuring cup to press the graham crackers into my pan. Now you want to go all the way up the sides and form a side because our pie will fill this up. Now we're going to bake this off in a 350-degree oven for 15 minutes. Alright, now that our cranberries have cooled down a little bit, we're going to toss them in our food processor and puree them down. Now that our cranberries have cooled down, we're going to add them to our food processor and start pureeing them. And we want to get this as fine as we possibly can. Now to this, we're going to add 1/2 cup of orange juice, 1/2 cup of granulated sugar, 1/2 teaspoon of cardamom, 1/2 teaspoon of nutmeg, and 4 large eggs. Even though this is a no-bake pie, we're gonna head back over to the stove again to cook our cranberry puree down with our cornstarch and our eggs. We're gonna place it over medium heat and let it begin to thicken. And we're gonna add 3 tablespoons of cornstarch to that. Now once the mixture begins to thicken up, we're going to add 1 stick of butter or 1/2 cup and make sure that that's at room temperature so we can beat that in with our blender. We're also going to add 1/2 teaspoon of almond extract. Now this is our cooled crust that we've baked off. We're just going to add this pie filling to the middle here, smooth it over completely, and then we're going to place this in our refrigerator for 3 hours up to overnight. We want this to be nice and set before we cut into it. Now look at this. The color is brilliant. It is such a nice tart, spicy flavor. The flavor is phenomenal. All right, what do you guys think? Look at this brilliant color. It is so pretty. I don't know if the lighting is doing it justice. So good. Now, this filling is wonderful. The cranberries and the orange juice, they play off of each other so well. With the addition of the cardamom and the nutmeg, it's like a flavor explosion in your mouth. It's super tart, but it's balanced with all of those sweet herbs, along with the basic graham cracker crust that's super sweet. That's what I'll say this dessert is. It's very balanced. If out of all the pies that I've made this month, you choose to make one for Thanksgiving, this cranberry one is my absolute favorite. That's all we've got for this week, but join me next week for 2 more wonderful recipes from my home to yours. Enjoy.